Hey guys, this is Kristen with Mermaid Wax. I'm going to go over hair removal for teenagers. Now before I jump in, if any of y'all have any questions, comments, concerns, feel free to comment down below, like, subscribe. I always love chatting with you all, and sometimes I might have missed something, or if there's any additional questions that you might have, then let me know. I'm here to help you. So waxing for teenagers. Okay, so the teenage years are a struggle. Anyone who's an adult knows exactly what I'm talking about. Everything in your body is changing. Your body itself is obviously changing. Your hormones are changing. Now throw in your body starting to grow hair in unwanted places. Not ideal. It can be a very self-conscious time for a teenager. So some of you might be wondering, what can you do to prevent that? Now, or at least make it better. You know, you can't prevent it, but you can make it better. So back when I was in elementary school, now obviously this isn't teenage, I was way younger, but when I was in elementary school, I started noticing hair growing on my legs. The last thing I wanted to do was get bullied for having hair grow on my legs. So I decided to take matters into my own hands. I ended up taking my father's electric razor and proceeded to start removing the hair on my legs. Well, it didn't take long, if you can imagine, because I had relatively long leg hair, for me to clog his razor. And then I had the genius idea to attempt to unclog it. I was going to run it under the sink, off, of course, but to run it under the sink to try to get the hair out. And as you can imagine, I broke it, and my father was not very happy with me when he came home from work that day. Now, looking back, I was just too shy and embarrassed to go talk to my mom about wanting to remove my leg hair. And this is totally normal. Body hair is normal. There's no reason why you should be embarrassed, but we can absolutely do something about it. So I definitely recommend waxing for teenagers. You can start waxing at a young age, and if you do, you'll never have to deal with razor burn, which I get the worst razor burn. I have a story about that in a second. You never have to deal with that like annoying prickly feeling that you get whenever the hair starts growing in, which if you shave, it can start growing in within like an hour if you get cold, which is awful. And you'll never have to deal with any like hair removal accidents. Like I have known all too well. I used to get, I don't shave anymore, but I used to get really bad razor burn when shaving my bikini line. So, another situation I decided to take into my own hands, which these really just don't turn out well. But I got one of those at-home waxing kits, like the ones from the grocery store where it's like a little strip that comes with wax already laid on it. And I decided I was going to wax my own bikini line one evening, and I put one strip on, and then I decided that it would be really smart, as a way for me like to not chicken out of doing the other bikini line, to then just put the other one on and then pull them off at the same time. That way if you just get the pain out at once, you don't have to like remember the pain and then have to like cause yourself pain again. So I put the other strip on, and then it took me about 30 minutes to finally get the guts to pull them off. And once I did, oh my gosh, I had like multiple blood clots raise the surface of my skin. I had removed multiple layers of skin. It was so bad. And I was on the dance team for my high school. And that next day we were supposed to be like working on high kicks, and I had to go to my instructor or my director, tail between my legs, and tell her that I couldn't kick because I tried to wax myself, and it was awful. And I got made fun of so bad for that. And I swore I was never going to wax again because that was such a terrible situation. So it's actually really funny that I became a waxer, because like never would I have thought that this would have been my life. But yeah, definitely don't recommend doing it yourself. It is 100% best if you are going to wax as a teenager, go to a professional. Clearly, don't be like me. And then make sure your hair is about the length of a grain of rice. So like 1/4 of an inch. Or if you've done any kind of maintenance, then it'd be like 3 to 4 weeks since you've done anything. let's see, after you get waxed for 24 hours, make sure you don't do anything like too physical. So don't work out, don't go swimming, don't sweat a lot, don't have a lot of like sun exposure, don't go like run to the beach or anything like that. This is to prevent any kind of bacteria or infection from entering in those freshly waxed pores, which are now open. After 24 hours, they'll seal up and you'll be fine. But you clearly don't want to have any kind of issues like that. So just make sure you take care of your skin after you get waxed. I also recommend for any minor, the esthetician should be asking you this anyway, but you need to have your parent's consent. And then I've always had the parent with them at the appointment. I think that's the safest way to do it. Sometimes also it can be hard, especially like for things like brows or whatever, for a minor to communicate what they want, or, so it's always better have a parent's consent or have the parent there with them at the appointment. And you'll think as an adult, you're going to thank your teenage self for starting younger and not like avoiding all of these problems that happen when you shave. So I hope this helps. Any questions, let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye guys.